What led to the breakup with your last partner? 1. Her calling my boss to make sure I was actually working that night. This after months of her getting upset that I happened to work with women and had to, interact with them like a normal human. But yeah, calling my boss up, that was the last straw. 2. Her tripping and accidentally landing on another guy while naked. 3. He told me he wanted to build a life together. 2 years later, right before we were going house hunting, he hesitantly admitted that he never wanted to get married or start a family, he just didn't want to lose me. 4. She prioritized her work and everybody else in her life except me, and I didn't want to beg to be her priority and just to talk to her. 5. He fell out of love when I got really sick, and while my mental health was really poor. As soon as I got better, he started talking to me again. I understand it's really difficult to watch your partner suffer, but imagine how difficult it is to go through it yourself. Thankfully, I got better, but I can't look at him the same way. 6. I cheated, made a bunch of mistakes with her I will never make again. Paid the price losing her and most of the friends I had at the time. Never again. To the men, self-control and self-discipline is important in all areas of life, but is of the utmost importance in a relationship. Stay out of the pornography and clearly and openly communicate with your partner how you feel. If I'd done that, things would be different now. 7. Well, there were many things, but mainly she was too clingy and mopey for me. I included her in hangouts with my friends several times, and if I would stop giving her attention for a second to pay attention to the other people that I invited out, she would start pouting and get all mopey until I stopped paying attention to my friends to ask her what was wrong, then she would refuse to talk to me. I'm too young to be dealing with that bullshit. I've got plenty of time to find someone who's not going to be doing all that. 8. She constantly thinks the grass is greener elsewhere. Then, when it isn't, comes back and then does it again. 9. Him having an affair for 2+ years behind my back. Basically throwing away his life with me, more than 2 decades of knowing each other, and our beautiful toddler. 10. He left me after 4 years while I was dealing with a month-long illness because he said I was getting in the way of his tour. He's a musician. I never got in the way of his tour. I never even asked him for help. In fact, I handled all my medical issues myself while he kept telling me that smiling and exercise would make it all better. I vomited every morning for a month and lost 17 pounds, and he said I looked hotter that way. Broke up with me 3 days after my grandparents died too. Took our dog because he said I have no family in our city. I'm an immigrant. Met a girl at his show the following night and started dating her instantly. Never heard from him again. If you're still watching, means you're enjoying the stories. Subscribe so you can look forward to more stories like these. Now on to 11. His 22-year-old son moving in, unemployed, I was cooking, cleaning, etc., bring unappreciated. If I moaned, he said I've been off work for 5 weeks. We stopped doing things, just us two, when he moved in also. Then the son's GF moved in, and he picked them over me. Told me the only reason why I stayed with him was because my ex-husband didn't want me back, which was so untrue. I picked him, and always would. 12. She had a marriage and children plan. I didn't. Still care about her, but I wouldn't be ready when she would be. 13. His cocaine addiction and poor life skills that I was interested in being mixed up with, because fuck that. I had an ex-employee who I told about this be shocked that I didn't help him through it, likely because she helped her husband through it. I'm not the one, babe. 14. It should have been when he physically harmed me when he was feeling jealous, but it was him accusing of cheating on him because I took a nap after work. 15. She has this weird codependency with her mom. By that I mean she spent 4 hours a day on the phone with her, Monday to Friday, and 8 hours Saturday or Sunday. It got to the point that I didn't feel I could have a relationship with her, because for everything we worked on or did together, she would take 5 hours to talk to her mom about it, and I felt like a third wheel. 16. He had an affair with an acquaintance of ours after 19 years of marriage. Lied to his teeth about it until I found them together. And that happened last weekend. Oof. 17. I didn't, and still don't, want children. He knew it from the beginning, even before he asked me out the first time. When he broke up with me, he said that he thought he could change my mind. 18. The reason she gave was because I'm broke. I'm disabled, and disability gives basically no money. We had gone on a date together, went to Tim Hortons, a coffee shop, and then spent most of the day together, had segs, watched a movie, spent a few hours talking, stuff like that. She then hit me with the line, I thought I could handle the poverty you live with, but I can't. That was that. 19. Turns out I like men. And she was very much not a man. It was actually mutual. We broke up on the same day, and I was planning to end things when she did. Heard she has a girlfriend now. Lovely lass. Only issue is she broke up with me via Pinterest DMs. 20. Jealousy. Despite her having a boy best friend she had previously dated but was still friends with, She couldn't accept me having a female friend. I was helping through her self-cital ideations. 21. He started and is stalking me. Got extremely creepy and scary violent. Then he told me all of his violent fantasies he wanted to do to me. It's extremely complex, and I won't get into details because I would be banned. I have been trying to get this to end for over 2 years now. He always comes back, IDK. Why? Just to let me know he's still here. It's messed up. And I thought he was finally going to leave me alone for good after my adult daughter answered the phone, when he randomly called and threatened legal action as well as calling the police. Then this past Thursday evening, after about 2.5 months of no contact, again, he randomly started texting me again. Right now he's trying to be funny, to get some kind or really any kind of response, which I haven't and won't be giving. I don't want to block him because he would at least be stupid enough to tell me when he's around, and I can then be prepared just in case he would show up at my door. He is extremely unstable when it comes to me for some reason. No one else would ever know it though, due to his executive level position in a very well-known company which I will not name. Everyone sees him as very well put together and a down-to-earth guy. If only they all knew, including his wife and children. For your information, I didn't know he was married until much later, and he let it slip when I was trying to end things in a gentle manner. That's when all hell broke loose with him, and he demanded I belong to him no matter what. It's been constant that I always need to be watching over my shoulder. Luckily, he and his family moved several states away, so when he comes in this direction, he always texts me, mostly just to scare me I assume, but I can't be too careful. He has driven past my house several times and then sends me pictures of it. It's sickening. 22. She cheated on me for a groomer that scammed kids and tried to play victim when I found out. And after the incident, she won all the support and gained followers, while I got nothing but a breakup. 23. A lot of things piled up at the end. We were together for 5 years, and we were both immature in a lot of ways, and communication was one of our problems. Instead of talking about our problems, even small ones, we just acted like it didn't bother us. So when it came to arguments, it all came up. Not just that, I wanted marriage and kids, and he wanted not to be married. And he wanted the open relationship and to sleep with other PPL and that. So my advice for everyone is to be honest with what you want with your partners, and always keep communication open. Remember, it's you and your partner working against the problem, not each other. 24. He tried to cheat on me. My friend found his profile on a dating app and told me. He tried to spin it around to him dumping me because the relationship wasn't working. 25. I had just gotten out of a 14-year marriage 6 months prior to us dating. We were together for less than 3 months, and he was upset because he wanted us to get engaged. I told him, at that time, I just wasn't ready for that kind of relationship. He said since I couldn't see being with him forever, then I was wasting his time. I broke up with him. That was 3 years ago. I moved 2,000 miles away, and he still blows me up every time he gets a hold of my new phone number. 26. Extreme victimization coincided with extreme selfishness. Example. I had a very close friend pass away, and she was blowing up my phone during the memorial and even called friends of mine to get in touch with me. We ended up arguing afterward because she knew where I was and that I wasn't able to talk, nor did I wish to. The argument ended when she said, "I wish it was me who died so I didn't have to feel this way." Yeah, it was over very shortly after that. 27. I love how everyone is so serious, but mine was because I didn't like his accent, and he was a jerk to my best friend. I promise I'm not normally like that. His accent was a mix between Irish, Scottish, and the bad British kind. It was really thick. 28. I think it was an incompatibility that wasn't seen in my naivete. When we broke up, it was after a stupid disagreement, and we went for a drive. I stopped somewhere and just told her, I can't do this anymore. She was sobbing uncontrollably and was asking me why. I couldn't explain why, or any specific reason. I just sat there silently trying to think of anything at all, but I couldn't. It just wasn't working out, nothing specific. Just, I knew we were both destined for different lives. I'm sorry, Aaron. I hope you are doing well in life, and I hope you are happier. Take care. 29. Me being in psychosis, thinking he was sending people to kidnap my friends, kill my family, and put me in jail. 30. She went through my phone while I was in the shower to bully me about having a female travel agent I had only spoken to over the phone. Crazy needy bitch got dumped real fast. Don't stick your dick in crazy, even if it is fun. 31. I let him take me for granted for too long. I met someone who made me feel seen and treated me with kindness. I realized I was wasting my life. I left him. He told me he loved me and wanted to do the little things all of a sudden. But my heart was cold. I still miss him, but I don't regret leaving. 32. Was going to end it, but she ended up getting pregnant, and I tried to work things out. Slowly and slowly she stopped going to work. We worked at the same place. so I'd have to go in and cover her shift and try to vouch for her being pregnant and all. Yet slowly it was all my fault, and she began to not only get verbally, but also physically abusive and claiming abuse against me on behalf of her other child. The last straw was when we were on the way home, and we got into an argument which at the end she struck me in the mouth while I was driving us back. Almost 7 years later I've been since married, and she's nowhere to be seen, and I have full custody. 33. Learned we weren't emotionally compatible, which sucked since we were pretty good friends before starting to date. Long distance also made it hard on us and only made her more anxious, which started to negatively impact my life and work. Probably didn't help that it was my first relationship and we immediately went into long distance. It only lasted a month before I decided to end it. I have no regrets, but I'm worried about the future of my dating life. 34. I broke up with her because I couldn't see a future with her. She had a very Disney/PG view of relationships and couldn't plan for a future together. 35. He told me a story about how he was with a stripper in Chicago for 6 hours in a private room. Honestly, no biggie guys go to the strippers. He was super excited about the whole story and flaunted how it was a great time. Then lets out how he was married at the time. When I showed that I didn't like the whole scenario, he got annoyed because it was 10 years ago. However, there was no remorse while telling the story. He was proud of it. When I discussed it with him, he said he felt judged and let me know that his wife at the time cheated on him as well. This let me know that he was a tit-for-tat person, and previous stories he told me only could have also been while he was married. I couldn't risk it, and had to end the relationship. 36. I did. She was treading water hard and wanted me to give her babies, and we live off the government. I just walked off. Life is far better now, and she got her wish from the next dude. 37. She didn't know how I took my coffee. 38. She complained about me being tired. My job is incredibly physically demanding, and she couldn't grasp that concept. The first time, I let it slide. The second time, I told her I was done. 39. She enjoys wine and hanging out with her friends more than having a relationship with me. Just 2 weeks shy of our 27th anniversary, we got in a pretty big fight. About a week later, I was several hundred miles away on a trip. She called to say she changed the locks on the house, and I needed to go find a new place to live. 40. The uncertainty if she's still talking and flirting with other guys on Snapchat and such. Me going through her phone, seeing that 2 days after we got together, another guy came by to have intercourse with her. That was the first break. After we cleared this and got back together, it bothered me again. I looked into her messages again. Nothing. But she found out, and now we are done. That's all for now. Don't forget to subscribe so I can keep bringing you more of these stories. Thanks for sticking around till the end. See you next time, and take care.